Hi, I'm Rob Boyd, an English photographer from the UK. I decided to create this podcast series talking to international photographers whose work I truly love. I realised I knew nothing about these amazing people apart from their names and their stunning work. So I created a set of hopefully entertaining questions that finds out who they are and what they love. Hi Dave, so glad you're here. I'm so glad you actually made it because I've been wanting you for a while, and it's nice to get you here, mate.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. So if you can start with your name and your Instagram name, that'd be brilliant, mate.
Okay, well, it's Dave Fieldhouse, and my Instagram name is at Dave F Photos.
Perfect. Yeah, brilliant. And have you got a website?
No, not anymore. I've let it fall into disrepair. It's on ice.
Yeah, fair enough. If it's not needed, shove it off.
One day. Yeah, I'm not trying to sell anything. It sort of was, it lost its purpose for a while, but it'll come back.
Yeah, cool. Brilliant. And where do you live, mate?
I live in Lichfield in Staffordshire, right in the middle of the country.
Now, I know where Lichfield is because my wife works for the army as a nurse, and you've got a big...
Yeah, Whittington.
Yeah, big place there. So, yeah, I know that. I've never been, but I know where you are. So that's cool.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, excellent. Where are you from originally?
About 10 miles away, in Walsall.
Oh, okay, yeah. Not a million miles away then.
Yeah.
So quite good for Birmingham
No.
and that. Quite good for Birmingham and that kind of thing for street.
Yeah, well, that's where I do most of my work. And my day job is generally in Birmingham.
Yeah, brilliant. I love it. I love Digbeth, all the street art, the custom factory, all those. Oh, it's great. Yeah, I love all that.
Yeah,
brilliant. So, if I visited you, where would you take me to shoot?
Birmingham. Yeah, Birmingham would be really good. I mean, the whole journey I was a landscape photographer for many years before I even started doing street photography. And the things I liked to photograph in the landscape were the coast and the mountains. And if you know where Lichfield is, it's about as far as you can get away from the coast and the mountains. So I used to get quite frustrated at the lack of opportunity to get out with the camera to shoot what I wanted to shoot. And then I had a light bulb moment thinking, why am I so bothered about what I haven't got on my doorstep? And why don't I just look at what I have? And it was Birmingham and street. So I kind of fell into street photography out of a frustration of a lack of opportunity for landscape photography.
Yeah, that's cool. And like Birmingham, I mean, you've got like the Bull Ring with all those amazing, the architecture of that place. Is that HS2 thing been sorted out yet? Is the traffic just as bad as it was? Because it was terrible.
Hopefully before I die, you'll be sorted out, but I'm not holding my breath.
I just regretted driving in. I should have got the train or something because it's the worst day of my life driving. And I've driven in some horrible places, like in Turkey, a nice place, Turkey, but you're driving like a maniac through all these, places, and Birmingham was worse.
Yeah, no, Birmingham will be great when they actually finish all these changes. I mean, Birmingham's, it gets a bit of a bad rep, but there's some really good areas in Birmingham now that are even just to visit, restaurants and bars. But yeah, from a photography point of view, there's some good iconic landmarks that you can have a wander around.
Yeah, no, cool, perfect. Now, I normally ask, are there any places to visit as a tourist, but you got quite a bit there, really.
Yeah, Gas Street Basin is a good starting point. So if you've got all the new modern architecture around Centenary Square, and then as you've already said, Digbeth for the more gritty. I mean, you know from me, I tend to shoot at night, so there's a good mix of things to shoot there.
Yeah, I think we're similar, and my skill set's not as good as yours, but I love pulling out colour, and you bring out. I mean, how you get the stuff out of those neons, I have no idea, because I try and I strive, but they just glow. I mean, they just blow me away.
Yeah, and I have got a bit of a neon addiction. Yeah.
Forget the sex addiction. We have neon addiction.
Yeah, just neons.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's cheaper.
So, what's your favourite destination in the world? Where do you love the most?
I haven't shot that many places, but I have shot in Tokyo, in Japan, and that did blow me away. The whole experience was amazing. I went to Hong Kong last year, similar, but it was different. It was good, but different. A lot busier. I mean, Japan's crazy busy, but you could get away from the crowds. Hong Kong, it just tended to be just so busy everywhere.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean,
I
there's
was supposed to be going to Shanghai at the end of March,
wow.
but due to transiting through the Middle East, that didn't happen. But that was
Right.
another on the bucket list.
Yeah. Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Where would you most like to visit in the world? Is there
Well,
another
I'd go back
destination?
to Japan again.
Yeah.
Definitely go back to Japan. I'd go to Korea. I'd like to go to Vietnam. I've got a thing about the Far East and the Middle East. The Middle East, the Far East. I just like the clash of cultures, so different from what we have here. I would like to shoot in New York. I'd love to shoot New York in the snow.
Yeah.
If I could, that would be right up there with, if I could get New York in the snow, that would be amazing. I just think
Yeah.
cities look amazing in the snow.
Yeah. Yeah. And the snow, the steam, everything, before it turns to slush, that would be perfect. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, if you could time travel, where and when would you visit?
The 60s, London,
Nice. Yeah.
colour, lots of colour. And then maybe the 80s in Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah. That's a good choice. Yeah, I can imagine.
Neons.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's the thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're stripping them slowly, and they're slowly gone and being changed for modern ones and stuff. But you still find some, though. I see on your feed you got quite a few in Hong Kong.
I think I got all of them.
Right.
There's not so many left anymore, unfortunately. They're replacing them with these big LED screens that just don't have the...
Yeah, of course. Yeah, perfect choices. That's great. So, if you could photograph anyone in history, who would you shoot?
Well, that's a good question. Well, who would I photograph? David Bowie.
Yeah.
Because he was a comedian, wasn't he? You never knew what you were going to get. I like him. Yeah, David Bowie.
Yeah. No, good choice. Yeah, brilliant. I mean, that's the thing. It transitions so many different looks, and Spiders and Mars, and then
Yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah, cool. So tell me a fun fact or a story about yourself.
Fun fact or story about myself?
Yeah.
I hate talking about myself. That's a fun fact. And let me talk about somebody else rather than me. Fun fact about myself. I'll come back to that one.
Yeah, all right. No worries. We'll come back to that. So it's a bit of a weird one, but what's your favourite word?
Is probably possible.
Cool. Yeah, I like that.
I like things to be possible. I don't like them to be impossible.
Yeah, good positive word. I like that. And because it's an international podcast, teach me a new word or a saying I may not know.
Well, I'm from the Black Country, so a lot of people think I'm a Brummie, but
Right, yeah.
There's a big difference. So, yeah, I'm from the Black Country, so we'll probably say things like, "How am you?" which is obviously, "How are you?"
Yeah. Do it again. That sounds so cool.
How am you?
I love it. That's cool.
Yeah.
So when did photography click for you? Obviously, excuse the pun, but when did you realise you could take it?
When did I? It was about 2008, I think it was. I picked up a camera. I basically picked up the camera. I needed a hobby. I like fresh air. I like getting up in the morning, going out the sunshine. I was playing golf, but I was not getting any better at golf. So I decided to try and find a new hobby and picked up a magazine, photography magazine, and just fell in love with the idea of finding these locations and this gorgeous light and just trying to make an image out of it. I didn't understand photography. I didn't know what an f-stop was, or apertures and exposures meant nothing to me. So I just spent a few years learning how to use a camera and doing some of that mountain, not climbing, but walking. The UK is brilliant for landscape photography. It's so varied. There's such a lot of choice. So going up to the Lake District, the Peak District, Scotland. And I spent a good 6 or 7 years just waiting for people to move out of my photographs. So I got that crisp, clear, perfect landscape. And and then things changed.
Yeah, you pray for them to get in the shot.
12 years ago-ish, started encouraging people to walk through my photographs.
Yeah, excellent. And the thing is, do you do much landscape still? Do you get chance?
Very little.
Yeah.
Although the camera is, you're still using a camera, and obviously using the camera for landscape and street is very similar. There's a lot of street photography is so much quicker. Landscape photography needs a lot of patience, waiting for the light to come, cloud to move even out of the shot into the shot, the wind to drop. There's so much, and it's all tripod based, or a lot of my photography was tripod based to slow me down so I could really work on composition. It's so alien now. I don't think I've even got a tripod. I don't remember throwing one away, but I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
But
No, I was
yeah, I
like,
mean, I
I
still
started.
admire.
Yeah, of course.
I still admire the landscape photographers and those guys and girls that get up at 4 o'clock in the summer or 3 o'clock and climb a hill.
Yeah. No, I totally get it with the
Never
tripod
say
stuff.
never.
I started off in the doing long exposure, but I was doing fire and stuff in my garden, which sounds absolutely batshit. But you put it on bulb mode, you put, you in the dark, and then you pull the light and fire and everything around, and it basically polar opposite of doing street, because street's obviously fast, think on your feet and away you go. So it's just like, yeah,
That's
no,
it.
I get it. Like I say, I've got a tripod somewhere like you, but I don't know where it is. Yeah, get it. Cool.
No.
So this is the hardest bit. This is your favourite 3 photos, and why you like them.
My favourite 3 photos. I'll have to describe them, I guess. I can't really show you. There's one by Phil Penman.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't asking for my favourite 3 photos,
for
were
your
you?
favourite 3.
Of
Sorry,
mine?
yeah, of yours, yeah.
Oh, I think I've got 3. I took a photograph of, because it changes, doesn't it?
Of course it does, yeah.
Yeah. So currently, favourite 3. I've got one photograph I took about 2 years ago of guy walking past. It actually was a bank in London. So the majority of the colour palette is yellow and green, quite dirty yellow green, but it's a reflective green glass window, and a guy's walking past it, and he's just looking into the glass, and you catch the reflection of his face in the glass, and it's quite a wide shot, and there's just a really harsh line of shadow across it. Quite like that one, just because I could never replicate the look, the guy looking and just me seeing his face. Yeah. So I like that one. I took a picture on South Bank about 2 years ago of a fish and chip shop and a couple of ladies buying fish and chips. At night, the glow of the lights around the fish and chip shop, the cityscape in the background, that looked quite nice. I was quite pleased with that one. Probably I took a photo ages ago now, and it's such an often photographed place now. It's in Chinatown, and it's the little alleyway sort of off the main street in Chinatown, London, with the lanterns, the little red lanterns hanging above it. And it's an alleyway. It's the back of all the restaurants. It's where all the rubbish is dumped, basically. It's nothing pretty, but it had atmosphere. I quite like that one.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, they're always having a smoke down there. It's Smoker's Alley.
Yeah. I forget what it has got. It has got a street name. I just cannot remember what it is.
No, I remember the smell. Yeah, I can't remember the name. Yeah, no, brilliant.
Thank goodness you can't spell photographs.
Yeah, and I can vividly remember, obviously I'm not looking at your photos now, but I can vividly remember the fish and chips one, because that just had everything that just ticked all the boxes. It was pin sharp. It was, the light was perfect. Like say, you got the cityscape in the background and you got the scene in the moment. I remember that one. Yeah, great. Brilliant stuff. So what advice would you give a new photographer?
Take lots of photos. Just take lots and lots of photos, and then look at lots of photos as well, not your own. Look at lots of other people's. I used to use, well, still do, but one of the tools that was really useful for me at the start was Flickr, the website. And I found you can create your own favorites folder. If you like an image, you can favorite it. It goes into a folder. If you look back, you'll probably notice there's a common theme through a lot of your favorites, so that obviously works for you. And photography is great because you learn so easily from footprints that other people leave. So following that was really helpful. So I wrote down a few influences for me that straight away I liked their stuff. I followed them religiously. The contrast, colour, composition was always spot on. My street photography is probably a little bit too stylized for a lot of people. Perhaps not as candid or rough as a lot of the purists, but I photograph what I like. I'm not out to please everybody else. I'm following my own inspirations and just taking what I enjoy. Thank goodness I'm not looking for
that's
why appreciation on social media, the way the algorithm plays, but it's all about making yourself happy, surely.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that's why I wanted you on the podcast, because your stuff's, like I said, amazing. And I know you get a bit of imposter syndrome. We've talked about this before, but it's just, wow. When people see your photos flick over in a video, they know it's, it's the glow, but they're all pin sharp. they've all got an amazing, I guess it's not a comic book feel to them, but it is that kind of color, that kind of rich kind of otherworld kind of style. I think that's what it is.
When I used to do the landscape photography, people used to say my photos had a painterly look. And then I started doing street photography, and I think the painterly looks followed through, but I'm not trying to make them look painterly. I don't know how that happens. It's just that's the way I take photos and process them. I like them to look. I like people to look at a photo and think, I know why you took that picture.
Yeah. And it must be in your DNA. It must be, that's how you see the world, and that's how it comes across. Yeah, keep doing it. Just get out and do it again. It'd be great.
Hopefully it's positive. And I set my own little moral compass on what I will take photos of and what I won't. Hopefully it's a positive reflection of society rather than anything seedy or grim.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I normally ask what's next, what's your photography goals. I know you haven't done anything for a while, but what would you like to do?
I really do think I need to change my style a little. Whilst I've just said I like somebody to look at a photo and know exactly why I've taken that picture, I do think that when I look at my images, I give everything away. There's everything's on show. And I would like to put a little bit of mystery back into the photography. So there's a little bit of work still to be done by the viewer.
Yeah. But that's the thing. When you said we all change, we all, our favorites are always going to be different because we're changing all the time. That's a good thing because that keeps you fresh. That keeps you wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So I'm going to sneak back to that last question then and ask you about a fun fact or a story about yourself. Have you thought of anything? I know you don't like talking about yourself, but
I once left a tripod at the side of the road, drove off.
That's
and
not
it was
good.
a nice tripod. This is back in the landscape days. You should never, when I go on holiday, I don't take a camera with me if I'm on holiday with the family.
Sure.
Because I can't concentrate on two things. So typical bloke. So I'd been out with my camera shooting at the Magpie Mines in the Peak District. And it wasn't that good. The light wasn't great or anything. And I got back to my car and taking the camera off the tripod, and it started to really rain heavily. And I took a phone call. I had a phone call. It was a work phone call. And I just got in the car to shelter whilst I took this phone call with the tripod still stood behind the car. And it wasn't a great phone call. It was somebody that was having a little bit of a go. And it went on and on and on. And I just started driving. And then I drove for about 15 minutes and then ended the call and realised I hadn't put the tripod in the car. And so I went back and it was not there.
Oh, wow.
So somebody had a very nice Gitzo tripod.
Wow.
At the side of the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why.
It's an old janky old thing then. Bloody hell, Crikey.
Yeah, about 800 quid that was.
Yeah, I was going to say then. Yeah, that's a fun, not a nice one for you, but it's a fun fact.
Not a fun story, that, no, but I learned a lesson. Don't use tripods unless you've got a good memory.
Yeah.
And don't take work calls when you're out having fun with the camera.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm glad we got to do this. It was great, actually to talk to you and actually see the face behind the camera and the lens and everything, because I wouldn't have had a clue what you look like.
That's intentional.
Yeah, that's great.
Man of mystery, that's what I like.
Absolutely. So brilliant. All right. Well, you have a great evening and I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. And hopefully I will get to one of these festivals because I do think the community is good. Street photography can be a bit of a lonely pursuit. And I do like shooting on my own, but it is always, there's a safety factor as much as anything. Shooting at night, it's always good to have somebody got your back. But also, you do need that downtime, don't you? You can only concentrate for so long. After about an hour and a half, I need to go and just sit and get a coffee or go and grab a beer. And it'd be good to have a few more street mates that maybe I could tag along with every now and then.
Absolutely. And the thing is with it, you lose hours. That's the trouble. You start talking and then it's just 2 hours are gone because you're just talking about stuff you love.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan of these big group workshops that I see on social media where there's a dozen people sat in the sniper position at the bottom of a particular set of stairs waiting for a subject to walk into the view. I just find that looks a bit odd. But,
to meet like-minded people.
Yeah. But I mean, one of the reasons I moved away from landscape photography was it was very much a you take a photo of a scene and then 2 days later, somebody else has taken pretty much exactly the same photo. And then another 2 days, there's a lot of plagiarism.
Yeah, of course.
With the landscape photography, and it's all down to the conditions a lot of the time. So if I go up Mam Tour and I get flat light and somebody goes up Mam Tour, gets great light, they've got the better photo. It's the way it is. And then because I was doing a lot of that, I felt all I was demonstrating was I knew how to use a camera. Whereas with the street photography, you just don't know what's going to come around the corner. You've got to compose something from nothing. I mean, taking a photo of a guy collecting rubbish, it's a challenge, but it's quite rewarding.
And there could be 10 of you taking that photo and you'll all be different and you're all at a different angle. You'll all be different, completely different. And at the end of it, those 10 people will get together, have a coffee together and share their experience. Yeah, that's definitely
great, isn't it? Because then you go, how did you see that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
yeah. All right. Well, have
maybe
a great
we'll do
evening.
it, Rob.